Hello, my name is Miss Cocolo, and I am the 8th grade South House physical science teacher. I'm very excited to be working with your children this year. What is great about 8th grade science this year is that all of 8th grade is working as a team. So Mr. Capone from West House and Mr. Grove from East House and I meet every morning to go over our science curriculum for the week. We understand that it is a very crazy time for everyone, especially our students. So it is our job to try and ensure an active and interactive learning environment where they can enjoy science, learn, and grow. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to contact us at any time. As you see in the background here, this is our science website where the children can access, course material, YouTube links, Quizlet links, anything to help them study for this year. If you have any questions, you can contact me. This is South House. This is my email address, and this is my phone number. East House, this is Mr. Grove's email address and phone number. And then West House, this is Mr. Capone's email address and phone number.
Hello, I'm Mr. Grove, the East House physical science teacher, and I'm one of the three teachers that Mr. Cocolo mentioned earlier. I will be working with your students. I probably will see on and off students from all different houses. We've already had that situation. So I wanted you to know and reaffirm the fact that we actually do meet every single morning and usually during our preps to try to make sure that we're bringing the most cohesive physical science program we can, especially considering the difficulties that we are facing right now. A couple of things that haven't changed over the years, and I just want to run through. You'll see in the background the physical science presentation, and this is one of them that hasn't changed, our philosophy. We want students to be active investigators. We want them to use scientific inquiry and to develop their thinking based on that. One of the problems we face, obviously, particularly this year, is that we can't use labs like we used to. That is a real problem for us. What we're trying to do is change the way we deliver that content, doing demonstrations, asking questions, and having electronic documents kids can follow along with as we move through. Some of you may already know. Hopefully they talked about things burning in lab and colors. And that's great if they did that. We hope that they do that. But that is a little bit more problematic because other years we've actually let them experiment and do the hands-on part of it. It's taken something away from our program. Mr. Capone may talk a little bit more about that, but it has been a big loss to us more than other content areas. Safety is still our number one concern, but of course now safety is less of an issue because the kids are not actually in the laboratory, at least at this point. If something changes with that, we'll probably have to discuss safety. I'm going to skip through here a little bit and get to the first content area that we talk about. And the first thing that you guys have seen your kids working with is chemistry, specifically the structure of the atom. It's hard not to discuss the atom when you're going to go into any other content area. So chemistry is the first thing we cover. We don't have to use the word particles when we talk later in the future. We're going to actually use the word atom, electrons, protons, neutrons. We talk about energy and waveforms. All of that stuff requires an understanding of the atom. The truth is, without the atom, there's nothing. So it's a perfect beginning point. It's a little abstract. Kids have come from concrete operational. Now they're moving to the abstract thinking. So this is hitting them right as they've just undergone that transition. So talking about a particle that's so small that you have 6 sextillion of them in a drop of water. That's incomprehensible and does require some ability of a student to think a little bit beyond what we normally be able to do in the concrete stage. And you'll notice this that very few people graduate with chemistry, only about 0.2%. Crazy statistic. Matters, the next content area we'll cover, and it will be an exciting unit with the hot air balloon, and hopefully we can maintain that. It's going to be tough again. I don't know how we're going to work together in groups to do this, but we'd like to be outside launching balloons. Outside, of course, is great, and it is a beautiful day. And when that happens, if it happens, we will allow parents to come in and watch, take pictures if they want to, and we've done that in the past. Okay, if you go through this PowerPoint, which we'll make available to you, you can see all these different content areas. In the springtime, hopefully we're able to have things be a bit more normal. We'll be launching rockets, and that's something we've done for many years now. Of course, we missed it last year, but it's a great opportunity for kids to get outside, build, and do experimental design on a level they've never done before. And honestly, may never again. It's very difficult for other classes to do what we do due to time constraints. We will discuss waves, electricity, magnetism, forces, stuff like that. So, scrolling towards the end, I just wanted to get to a few things. Forces of matter unit, content covered, and then I just think it's very interesting. We try not to just have memorization go on. We're trying to get the kids to do the labs and activities where they have a 75% retention rate, and also work together in lab settings. And again, we're working our way through this talk in the mornings. This is one of the focus areas, but we're trying really to get the kids to think and explain to each other, and hopefully this will increase understanding in these very unusual times. And there isn't a science assessment at the end of the year at the state done. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but we will work to try to make it as effectively as we can to that point if there is one. So hopefully the kids will be ready for that regardless of whether or not that actually happens. So appreciate your time watching this and listening. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Any one of us will answer your questions, and we'll bring it to the group if it's a question that's bigger than what we're ready to answer right away. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Capone. I'm the 8 West science teacher. I know many of you because 2 years ago, I was their 6th grade science teacher if they were in West House. If they are new, I welcome you and your child. It's been a very exciting first 3 weeks of school, and I've had the pleasure to get to know them or get to know your child even better in this new 8th grade year. As Mr. Grove and Ms. Kakulo talked about earlier in this presentation, science has or is one of the subjects that have been impacted a pretty big deal with the pandemic nature. Normally, this 8th grade science would be really hands-on for students to come in and on a daily basis be experimenting with the physical science nature. And this year, we plan on keeping that interactive nature, but just in a little different way that's more safe and more conducive to our new regulations so far. We've been doing a lot of demos as the teachers and working the students through them, so all our fully remote learners and our hybrid learners get a very engaging class. This year, with the new environment, we've decided to take our curriculum and really be putting forward the essentials of what they need to know as an 8th grader to prepare them for their high school experience. We use that word fairly often in the classroom, and we tell the kids that this is an essential thing that you need to know about the topic that we're covering. From there, we're planning on having the students work their way up to challenge material in which they will know what level challenge they could be attempting, and it will be all right there in front of them. It's a pretty interesting year. We're very excited to give them these opportunities. We want them challenging themselves, but we really need them to understand the essential parts of each one of our units. So we put the essential things out at first, and then from there, we try to tier them up into our challenges. As Mr. Grove and Ms. Kakulo said, we really want them talking about our curriculum. Hopefully, they've already talked about our curriculum so far and explained some of the demos that they've been doing. They've been very excited and active in our classes, and we want that to move forward. We have a pretty powerful tool that's behind me on this PowerPoint. I know Ms. Kakulo showed you our contact info, but up here on these tabs, you can look at any of these things. If your child is at home and has nothing to do, or they're saying they have nothing to do, you could direct them to any of our Google Classrooms, but also have them come over here and check out some of our useful links and our YouTube channel. These links not only are for the current unit, but they're for units that are ahead of the pace that we are currently at. Right now, we're in the Atom, and hopefully they've been talking about the Atom at our house, but that's located over here. They can go into any of these links, and they can do the whole unit review at different times that they want. So they could actually kind of stay a little bit ahead of class as well. So if they have nothing to do, this is basically our whole 8th grade curriculum out in front of them, and they can look at our different website materials. If they want to see a lesson that could be part of our lessons ahead or our lessons in the past, they could check out our YouTube channel as well. So this is a really powerful tool. to help support our learners at home and also in the classroom. We've been directing them to here to look at our vocab or presentations, but it's all right here, and you can access it by just going to our Google Classroom and then looking under our classroom website. It's something that I think that will help us throughout the course of this year. It's something that will help prepare for high school if they could kind of be become their own learner and take their own education into their own hands. We'll be modeling this stuff in the classroom, but it's something that at home they could always help support what we're doing in the classroom. So our classroom website is located on our Google Classroom. Feel free to check that out. And we hope that this year we can get some of our hands-on experiments as we move forward. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. Please, if you need anything, reach out to Ms. Kukulo, Mr. Grove, or I by using the contact info, which is located on the left side of the screen. With anything you need, we will get back to you as soon as possible, and let us help support you. Have a great day. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your virtual back to school night, and we'll talk to you soon.